There is a big week for World of Tanks console this week. It is, of course, coming up to Tankfest on the end of the week. From the Friday to the Sunday, Tankfest is live, and hence Wargaming have decided to put on some really good events to go alongside this one event. So with that being said, let's take a look at what the update news is for this week, because we've not only got some challenges and events, we've also got a new tank coming into the game as well. Unfortunately a premium, but either way there is a new tank coming out. So we'll cover all of that in today's video and hopefully you'll enjoy. So starting with the update tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 25th of June, we'll be seeing the Tanker Community event for the Tankfest challenge. And so with that being in mind, let's take a look at what this event is actually all about and what you can kind of expect from the event itself. So starting off, you've got about a week in order to do this challenge, and this is for the ultimate prize, Wargaming say, of the Tiger 131. The Tiger 131 being a tier 7 German heavy tank that's probably better than the Tiger 1 in the tech tree. But either way, the Tiger 131 is essentially a faster firing Tiger from memory, and it is a very solid vehicle that is a ton of fun to play. It looks kind of cool. You can see it down here that you can pick up. And so given that it is free and is part of a community event where we have to earn 7.5 million points, yeah, I think we'll be able to do it. Wargaming typically do these events such that we're most likely going to be able to complete it. It's not really a if, it's just a how fast can we actually do it. And so given that that is kind of how events have commonly worked in World of Tanks console, I think everyone's going to be able to pick this one up. But how do you get points? How are we actually going towards this event? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at. So the first thing is essentially dealing 1250 damage in any number of battles will give you 1 point. If you get 2,500, I believe that this may be repeatable, so you might be able to get essentially 2 points in a game, or maybe 3, or maybe more, depending on how much damage you deal. Whether that is true doesn't appear like they've actually given that to us, but usually they are kind of repeatable tasks, so I would assume that you can keep on doing it. And so if you get more than 1,250 damage, you get 1 point, but maybe you get 2.5, you get 2 points, etc. Then we've got the survival, so if you survive the battle, you get 1 point. If you play a vehicle that is at the tank museum, you get 2 points. And if you destroy a vehicle that's at the tank museum, you'll also get 2 points. So you can get a total of 6 points in your game at least if you destroy these things. Now, 2 of those goals involve tanks that are at the Tank Museum in the collection. We encourage you to check out the Tank Museum's incredible array of vehicles on this page. I'll have a look at them here. They've got them here. So these are the Tank Museum vehicles. You've got things like the Tiger 1, the Tiger 2, the Panthers, Jag Tigers. You've got all sorts of vehicles, and I'll pause it here if you're interested to have a look at all of them. But yeah, there is an absolute ton of them that are actually at the museum, and I will be going. I'm going to have a look at all of these, and hopefully we may even do some kind of content featuring around Tankfest that I will showcase to you guys, because it will be kind of cool to both have the real life tanks and also the actual game kind of conjoined into one. I think it would be a cool idea. And yeah, the AVRE is going to the Tank Museum this year, so that should be a ton of fun to do a little one about the AVRE, both in real life and obviously as a tank on the game, and whether or not it is truly what it's like in real life. But either way, let's keep an eye on that as we go through this week, and there'll be kind of daily videos coming out. We'll get back on track with the daily videos. I've been taking a bit of a break, as you probably know, so that I can just recuperate and kind of plan out some content that I want to do. There is one thing that you'll need to know for this event itself, is that you do need to get at least 25 points by yourself in order to actually get the kind of the in order to contribute to the event and therefore get the rewards. So you have to get at least 25 points. But for most people, you will get this very easily, just as long as you play. So I'm not expecting it to really take too long for people to actually get 25 points. It's basically like, even at the worst case possible, probably like 10 games. So should be relatively easy for people to do. And the higher tier that you play in, the easier things are going to be, especially the damage, that sort of thing. It really shouldn't be a problem at all. And I wouldn't really focus on playing higher tier vehicles. Just play how you normally would play, or whatever you want to play, and you'll get this event done really easily. Now, there are a few stages and a few rewards that you'll get from actually doing this event in its entirety. The first one being a Tankfest emblem or an inscription, so you can get that actually in the game, which is kind of cool. Then you've got a second tank brigade between 1942 and 1943. You'll get one of these, you can see it, and you can put it on your tank as an emblem. You've then got the second motorized division and second tank division, which you can also use as an emblem. It's a Scorpion. And then you've got the Tankfest 2024 emblem as well, which you can put on if you're interested. I assume maybe in future years we'll see Tankfest 2025 and stuff like that come out, but I guess we'll have to wait and see whether that really does come out. But it's cool to get a more limited time Tankfest themed emblem, but you need 1 million points in total for us to actually get that. But of course, tickets to Tankfest are 25 points. That's kind of your individual medal, and then the community ones are starting with the Tankfest 1, which gives you these emblems. Tankfest 2, you get another emblems, as well as the 10th Mechanized Cavalry Brigade, which you'll get, and the Come Out Fighting as well emblem. And then you keep on going. There's loads more emblems. The Seek and Destroy, the 2nd Armor Brigade. You got the 3rd Tank Battalion, 5 times Vehicle XP boosters, you get 5 of those, and then the final one for 7.5 million points will give you a Armored Division emblem, as well as the 16th Armor Brigade 1941 to 1942, and the Tankfest 2024 emblem again, as well as the Tiger 131. So I am expecting that everyone will receive the Tiger 131, and if you've already got it, what's great about it is that you'll get 3 million silver in compensation, which is good. And I can't really complain all too much. So with that being said, there is a few other things that are coming out with this. And the first one is there are Tankfest sales. So these are by going in the UK vehicles. And what does that actually mean? Well, essentially, it's almost, think of it like an on-track, but for the entire UK. So there is 30% off UK Tech Tree vehicles between tiers 7 and 10, which is pretty good. And one of the best times to actually buy your vehicles if you want to replay tanks, or maybe you're grinding through some of the Tech Tree lines, you're hoping to really smash it out this week. This is a great time to actually do that. We've got 30% off UK Tech Tree vehicles as well, so Eras 2 and Eras 3 in the Taunt Cold War. You've also got 50% off cosmetics, excluding tank and commander skins, which kind of sucks. It's basically emblems, so nothing particularly too interesting there. Then grab select UK premium tanks for both World War II and Cold War at a whopping discount of 15%. Wow, really go out and spend your money on these. I'm joking. Please don't spend your money on a 15% discount. It really isn't very much. And yeah, Wargaming seemingly reducing how much of a discount they're giving on a lot of their vehicles now in the game. And yeah, when they were already charging like £30 for a discounted one at like 50% off or 45% off, having a discount of 15%, meaning that these tanks are costing you anywhere from like £30 as a lower tier vehicle to 60 or maybe even more depending on what tank it is. In my honest opinion, don't think it's really worth it, but you guys will do whatever you want with your own money, so go ahead and have a field day if you wish to give Wargaming even more money. But Chimera, you got the Cromwell Knight, the Snakebite, Excelsior, Excalibur, the Valor T95 FU4201 Chieftain, you got the Diamondback, you got the Centennial, Boilermaker, AC Experimental, Jackal, Mark 5/1 RAAC, Charlemagne, Caliban, G-Saw, Chieftain Hybrid 120, and the Chieftain T95 39 or 59, which is in the Cold War vehicle line. So all of those tanks can be also purchased for free XP, but I'm sure that anyone that actually plays the game understands that spending 144,000 free XP takes a not only a very long time to actually earn, but purchasing vehicles with it is often not what you usually would do, because you want to purchase some of the terrible packages that come alongside the Tech Tree line. So yeah, very expensive if you actually want to buy these tanks, especially things like the Valor T95 FV4201 Chieftain. Albeit it is a fun vehicle, it is crazy expensive, 19,000 gold, which when you think about it is about £50 or something like that, which go ahead and buy yourself a different game, try it out, you'll probably have more fun. But either way, we won't dwell on that. Finally, head to the store and check out this year's Tankfest bundles. You can get yourself a camo for Tankfest if you're interested, and a Tankfest 2024 emblem and the inscription. And you can get yourself a skin for the FE4005. This is one that I will be getting in the game because, as I said, I like skins. I like things that they don't have to produce broken premium tanks in order to sell and make money with. So things that don't actually break the game, like we've seen over the last 2 years, is good. And so I would like to see more skins and less of the broken, overpowered, blatantly just pay to win tactics that Wargaming have been implementing, at least in the last 2 years, aggressively. So yeah, I would be more interested in seeing this sort of stuff and actually pay for it than I will seeing more and more premium tanks that I will never pay for. So yeah, there we go. Either way, FE is coming into the game with a skin, so I will be getting this one and will buy it probably on the stream whenever it comes live, and I'll be streaming this week. I will be available and probably streaming every day from Thursday to Sunday at some point, hopefully, provided the internet connection at the hotel that I'm staying at is actually somewhat decent, and most likely it's probably not going to be, but I'll give it a test, and if it is good, then I will be able to stream, and we'll be doing that. And maybe we'll get in some of the other CCs if they're interested to do it as well. So, Tankfest 24 camo set, you can of course buy these if you want to for 750 gold. At the end of the day, I'm not really going to comment on these. These are all just bundles of cosmetics, and it's down to you whether you actually want to spend your money on purchasing cosmetics. It is whether you like the cosmetic. I can't really give a review of something that doesn't actually have any kind of real meaning. The only thing I can say is the price. Price wise, they're pretty much the same as all of the other cosmetics, so not like you're going to pay through the nose for some of these, but yeah, it's just down to whether you like it or not. You also have the Sherman Fury going back on sale as the Bovington Special. You've got the Gate Guardian for Cold War, which is a hero skin, so you can buy both of the Cold War and World War II versions of the FE4005 skin. They're two different skins. I would have liked to seen them just have one skin that you could apply to both vehicles, but I guess they can have the exact same skin and charge you twice for it. So yep, that's a bit scummy, but either way, oh dear, they love to double charge you for the same reskin. Never seen that one before, boys. Never seen that one before. It's not like we've seen the Panzerjäger and all of the tanks ported from Cold War over to World War II. Then we have the most important thing of this video. The TOG 2 goes on sale for a 40% discount. So if you haven't already got the TOG 2, I implore you to go and buy the TOG 2. That is about the only time you'll ever hear me say buy a vehicle from Wargaming, and it's not because Wargaming made it, it's because it's the TOG 2. Not a very good tank, so if you want a decent tank, don't buy it. But if you want a ton of fun and to mess about with one of the largest vehicles in the game that also has no armor and has the most hit points, pretty much the same as some tier 8 vehicles down at tier 6 with a pretty decent DPM but slow as anything and a pure RT target, then the TOG 2 is for you. It's become somewhat of a meme in the World of Tanks community, and I think that this one is something that I would recommend for the very few people that would be interested in driving a tank that goes about 15 everywhere and has a giant slab of hit points for RT to take. But either way, then you can get the A43 Black Prince prototype, which I believe has the flamethrower, if I'm right in thinking. It may not actually. I will double check that for you. Hopefully it does. No, I don't think it does actually. Avoid that. It's just a Black Prince at tier 6, so maybe not. Either way, then moving on, we've got some more other stuff that's coming out this week. We have a new Desert Warrior, Bring the Heat. Wow, epic and cool. It wouldn't be another vehicle that seemingly has a missile launcher that's coming into Cold War, would it? Oh, and it wouldn't be an Era 3 Western Alliance light tank with a missile launcher, would it? Oh, I've never seen that before. A gun and missile combo. Woohoo! I can see where we're going with this one. Its power to weight is garbage, so it's probably pretty slow and sluggish. But of course, it has a missile launcher that does 1300 damage with a dual tube tow launcher. Of course, then dealing 2 shots of its missile launcher. But it does have an intricate reload of 12 seconds, so at least it's not, pumping you every 2 seconds for 1300, but it's probably going to come in with its decent camo and dump on you. But it goes 75 kilometers an hour, as I said, probably pretty sluggish because of the power to weight ratio compared to a lot of vehicles in Cold War. So at least they seemingly have somewhat decided to slow down some of these missile launching light tanks so that they are pretty slow in terms of getting up to top speed and maneuvering, but it's still pretty good at turning. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty bigger one compared to some of the other tanks, the armadillos, the weasels, that sort of thing. You're still going to be rolling around in your most overpowered missile launcher, the weasel. Of course, yeah, this is just a competitor and another missile launching tank that I'm sure everybody wanted in the game. But either way, Wargaming deciding to go just full abuse mode to the Era 3 and make it even worse by just spamming even more missile launchers in there. Don't know where they come up with these ideas from, but either way, hopefully, given the fact that this is going to be expensive, that people see through the light of day and realize that spending 13,750 gold for a tank that is, how do we say, probably not going to be that great compared to some of the other missile launching tanks is not going to sell all particularly well. And yeah, fingers crossed we save our money and buy something actual useful, or spend your money on going out with family and friends and doing things that are actually meaningful rather than giving Wargaming money for another vehicle that they've released with a missile launcher. In my opinion, anyway, that's what I would rather do with my money. And then, of course, Tankfest Duo, Nemesis MBT, and Desert Warrior. So you can get a duo. Wow, you can buy them both for 24,000 gold. It will only cost you about £69. Wow, I would recommend that. £69 for two tanks. Wow. I really can't wait for those to come out. Of course, the Nemesis MBT, the tier 10 British tank, not particularly very good. It's a jack of none, being basically useless in all regards, and tanks are far better in each one of its supposedly characteristics. It's supposed to have a turret, but it's got a huge cupola. Can't really go hold down then. Has pretty lackluster DPM, as it's supposed to be competing with medium tanks as a heavy medium hybrid, but it can't really do that because it doesn't have the DPM. It's not particularly that fast for a medium, so it's quite sluggish, but it also is faster than some heavy tanks. But in order to get the speed, you sacrifice the armor, so you don't get anything, and really the MBT is one tank I would highly recommend avoiding if you want a competitive vehicle. My complaint is not with the fact that they made a fairly well, not even balanced, to be honest. It's just pretty terrible and dreadful, but the fact that they're balancing vehicles by making them just crap in all regards. You've got to give them at least some unique selling point, not a fact that you give them everything or nothing. That is not it's not balancing, and certainly you're not going to sell vehicles by making them terrible in all regards and giving them nothing new and making basically another Centurion just copy and paste at tier 10. It's not interesting, it's not fun, and I certainly wouldn't part with, £30-40. And also, this is a bit of a slap in the face to anyone that actually bought the Nemesis MBT for the full price, considering that they then go 1 week later and sell it for 24,000 gold, which you could have bought another tank for 5k. Of course, if you spent your money on the Nemesis MBT, I'm sure you're delighted at the fact that for an extra 4k gold, you could get another tank for the tank that you already purchased. I'm sure that is really, really very fun. Oh dear. They should have really released both of these at the same time and sold this as a bundle, or buy them individually rather than release one a week before, knowing full well that people are going to buy one and then, go ahead and buy the second one. And then, of course, you got to load up your account with more gold, buy that bundle for 24,000 gold, bearing in mind that, yes, I know some of you are going to say, well, you can buy the bundle for 24,000 gold. You'll get rewarded back with the gold value of the Nemesis MBT if you bought it. But that also takes into account that you need 24,000 gold on your account in order to buy the bundle and then be refunded. It's not like you can just pay an extra 6,000 gold on your account. You have to have the full 24,000 to be given back the money for the Nemesis MBT. Also, the fact that, you will also get a discounted value back from the Nemesis MBT because, of course, now it's a 40% discount on the tank. So you'll only get 40% back from the Nemesis total value, and therefore you're not even going to just pay what you should have paid if you paid it all together in this one bundle. Yeah. That was a good idea, Wargaming. Either way, now we move on to hopefully what isn't as controversial as some of these sales that we've been seeing. Quotation mark sales, the special stream for Tankfest 2024. We have the live stream Twitch drops, the live stream program, the Tankfest 2024 collection. So live stream Twitch drops, for those of you that don't know, Twitch platform where people live stream. I'm sure most of you know at least an idea about it, but World of Tanks console have been trying to go over to Twitch, even though Twitch is primarily a PC platform that a lot of people use on their second monitor, but console is a console game, so either you've got to watch it on your mobile phone or tablet or whatever, or have your PC on at the same time. And I don't think that Twitch is ever really gonna pop off for World of Tanks console unless you could play console on your PC, but that defeats the whole point of console World of Tanks, and at that point you just play World of Tanks PC. So yeah, live stream on Twitch, I don't really see the point in the Twitch drops, but it's nice to have. Is it actually going to be something that people use? Probably not all too much, but it's there for those of you that do watch Twitch. Highly recommend going and getting yourself some of these, because there will be Tankfest special camo exclusive to Twitch drops, so make sure that you do get Twitch on if you want an exclusive camo that you will not be able to get until Wargaming sell it. I mean, until the Twitch drops come back on, and maybe it comes back next year. Hopefully they don't actually sell it. I don't think that they will, but you never know. Exclusive to Twitch drops. Exclusive, very loose term. Only available to Twitch drops would be a more direct to the point. But you never know. Maybe it is purely just for Twitch drops. I know exclusive means it's it should be exclusive to Twitch, but you never know. It's Wargaming. Additionally, you get even more drops by watching our community contributors streams. Bearing in mind, I am not part of the Twitch stream community contributor, blah, blah, blah. Didn't bother signing up. Not really a huge point, because unfortunately we can't do the same thing on YouTube, where I feel like I just prefer YouTube streams anyway. But either way, Twitch drops, you can get them. And you can get some extra rewards for watching the community contributors. You can see them on screen right now if you want to go and double check when you are going on there, which ones you will actually see. Now, live stream program, if you're looking for our stream plan for Tankfest 2024, say no more. Here's what we're planning to talk about, plus the guest lineup. So, for the Tankfest streams, we are going to be seeing KB and Tanksaws at 1 o'clock on the stream. And it will be FV4005 gameplay and the unique skin. You'll see on the first, 1:30 to 4. I don't know why they've got 4:03. Very specific. I assume that that's a typo. I don't know. It seems weird to have 3 minute added on. Random. I just thought that was funny. But you have Tanksaws and Bam. So here comes a new challenge. More Patriots are getting ready to join the battle. Find out more in this section. So maybe we'll be seeing some more vehicles coming in, some ideas. So I assume it's a Challenger vehicle that we'll be seeing, maybe. The 3 minutes past 2 to 15 minutes past 2, you'll see KB, Zots, and WG. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing it because I'll butcher it, but Nagida? I apologies. It's probably a terrible pronunciation, but there you go. Desert Warrior tanking history, so you'll be able to see that. And then from 2:15 till 2:46, you'll see KB, Zots, and Wargaming Nagoida, or WG Nagoida. I don't actually know if it is Wargaming, but I would assume so. Confidential info, brief, game additions, improvements, and more. I'll be looking forward to seeing what they actually come out with. And then from 2:46 to 2:59, KB and special guests, trailer Desert Warrior. And then from 3 till 3:45, you got Tank Saws and BAM. And then that is the 2024-2025 roadmap. Finally, we may actually get a roadmap. I like that they may be giving us a roadmap just so that we know what to expect. And then from 3:45 to 4 o'clock, everyone is there as a host and guest, plus more announcements and ending. So, kind of cool. So that is the live stream program. Then we've got Tankfest 2024 collection, so you can pick up the kind of Tankfest 2024 hoodies and this sort of thing. Really kind of cool. I actually like the branding that they've gone with, at least this year. Obviously, the big focus around the FE 4005. I believe it may even be running at Tankfest this year, which is really, really cool. I think they fully restored the FE 4005. So that should be pretty cool, at least I assume so. I think that this is what they were planning on doing, hence the FE 4005 everywhere. So yeah, kind of cool. And of course I will be getting as much footage as possible from there, and then kind of showcasing some videos. So hopefully you'll enjoy watching some Tankfest themed videos, probably looking at vehicles and testing them out in game and that sort of thing as well. So back to our regularly scheduled programming where we're back to daily videos. So finally, I feel recuperated. I've chilled out a little bit, taken a bit of a break, and hopefully we should be back to creating some decent content and focusing on making as best of a content as I can possibly do, whilst also being very open and honest with you guys about certain feelings towards certain things. So I think that would be a good change for the future on this channel, and hopefully you'll join along and continue to join along as we go through. So additionally, visitors to the Bovington Tank Museum can explore a wide range of official World of Tanks merchandise at the Tank Museum shop. So if you are going, by the way, I am going. If you see me around, very few of you probably are going, but if you are, feel free to come say hi. I'll probably be around. I don't know where exactly I'll be at what time, but I'll be in the Tank Museum somewhere between Friday and Sunday, so I'm there all 3 days. So you can find iconic items such as the World of Tanks rubber duck, plus products from licensing partners, including Metal Time kits and miniatures. If you can't attend Tankfest or the Tank Museum, you can buy them online probably. So there you go. If you like it, then it should be good. But unfortunately, I don't believe they've actually given the date of the stream. So, 1 o'clock on June 28th, which will be Friday, I believe, off the top of my head. So Friday at 1 o'clock will when it will start, and then it will go on for a long period of time. And so, yeah, if you're interested in that, make sure that you are there at 1 o'clock from until 6 o'clock, I believe it is. Might be 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock, sorry. So 1 till 4, someone will be streaming on the official Twitch What Console channel. So make sure that you are there. And of course, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Lots to digest, lots to talk about. Of course, if you want to go back and check out anything else, make sure that you do that. And of course, if you like the video, make sure to like it and let me know what your thoughts are on everything that we've covered today. Hopefully it's been useful or informative or whatever for you guys. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of the day and make sure you don't spend your money on overpriced tanks.